All right, welcome back to Wmma Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with a special fight review. So we're going to Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates for UFC 253. We're going to the main card in the Bantamweight division. Ketlen Vieira coming in 10-1, taking on Sijara Eubanks coming in 6-4. Eubanks taking this fight on short notice. She had just defeated Julia Avila like 2 weeks ago. Came away with the upset win. Vieira's originally scheduled opponent dropped out, and Sarj said, hey, I'll take it. I'm your Huckleberry. So hats off to Sarj there. First round, Vieira, she looked rusty at the start of the round. Eubanks was throwing better combinations on the feet, and honestly, I thought Eubanks threw the cleaner shots, but Vieira's punches were like more visibly effective. Like when Vieira punched Sarj, like it showed, like Sarj reacted, like they would push her back, or her head would move more compared to the punches that Sarj was landing on Vieira. And then, you know, Vieira started to come alive more as the round wore on and got a nice outside trip takedown in the last 10 seconds. Second round, I thought Vieira really came alive more in the second. Nice, again, outside trip takedown. Took Sarj down, started to work. Just Jason Herzog, the referee, stood him up. I thought it was a fast stand-up myself. Vieira wasn't working like that much, but I thought she was working enough to justify letting it go for a little bit more to see if she could pass Sarj's guard, or at least work more ground and pound, or to let Sarj work her way up as well. Again, I thought Eubanks was faster on the feet and was doing some really nice body work to Vieira. But, man, Vieira's counter-punching, choice. Third round, Eubanks, you know, her coaches told her in between the second and third that she was probably down 2 rounds. So Eubanks came out looking to land big strikes, even succeeded with a nice left high kick. Nice left high kick. Vieira, however, looked to land counters, and every time she would go to counter, she would look for the clinch. But hats off to Sarj, you know, she did a nice job of avoiding the clinch and staying on the outside. And then there was a late knee bar attempt by Vieira after a weird scramble. Went to the judges, and all three saw it 29-28 for your winner via unanimous decision, Ketlen Vieira. You know, I thought this was a strong effort by Sarj in a losing fight. You know, she fought 2 weeks before, took this fight on short notice against a fighter in Vieira who at one time was like ranked number 2 before she had a bad knee injury or whatever injury it was. I think it was in the leg. But Sarj came in, took this fight on super short notice, and I thought she, you know, gave a very good account of herself. You know, there's a big question coming into this fight, and I mentioned it on the weekend preview video I did. You know, how would Vieira look tonight? Because she was coming off, you know, a 9 or 10 month layoff, suffered a KO loss before that last year in December, and before that had like a 1.5 years, almost 2 year layoff because of a serious leg injury and surgery. Honestly, she showed some rust at the start of the first round, but I think she passed a big test here. Sarj looked good in this fight, and Vieira was still better. And, you know, she showed that I think she's ready to come back and start contending within the top 10. I mean, she's number 7 tonight, but, I mean, you know, you suffer a big knockout like she suffered to Aldana, and that's your first loss. That leaves some questions. You know, a lot of fighters, they rethink their whole career after getting knocked out like that. But Vieira came back, and she ate some good shots from Sarj and kept firing back herself and landed even harder shots. I will say, however, that the Vieira that fought in the first round tonight likely would have gotten KO'd in the first round by Aldana again. She just was too slow to start off, and the defense was lacking. So while we're on talking about that, let's go talk about things to work on. For Ketlen Vieira, she needs to tighten up her defense. I thought she ate too many shots. And that's not taken away from Sijara Eubanks, who has showed a lot of improvement in her striking since working with, what's his name? The guy out in New Jersey. That's Eddie Alvarez's and Frankie Edgar's coach. I can't think of his name. But obviously she has shown some serious improvements in her striking. So not taken away from Sarj, but Vieira was eating too many shots. So she needs to tighten up her striking defense, the head movement, getting the hands up, footwork, everything that would add up to a tighter striking defense. For Sijara Eubanks, it's a little harder because I thought she looked good tonight. You know, not great, but very good. For Sijara Eubanks, I'm just going to say, hey, keep on working on the things you're working on. Maybe work on the takedown defense a little bit. Now, for fights to make, this gets interesting. So, Sijara is coming off that win over Julia Avila before this, and I believe she was the underdog in that fight. Tonight, she looked very strong against a former number 2 ranked fighter who's currently ranked number 7. So I think Sarj is ready to take on top 10 opponents. I think she's proven that tonight. Sarah McMahon is just inside the top 10. Now, she's also a fighter who's coming off a long layoff. But I think that would be a very good fight. I think it would answer a lot of questions about just how good Eubanks' grappling is against the former silver medalist wrestler in McMahon. Now, for Ketlen Vieira, on the other hand, she's not quite ready for title contention yet. But I think we could put her in there against someone who's close. So let's go with the loser of Juliana Pena versus Jermaine Darandami. The winner of that is in title contention again. Particularly if it's Juliana Pena. GDR, maybe not so much. But the loser of that would be like 1 or 2 wins away from title contention. And I think that would be a good opponent for Vieira to work back towards title contention. Okay, so those are my thoughts on the fight. I thought it was a good fight, particularly considering that Vieira was coming off that long layoff after a brutal knockout loss. And Sijara Eubanks having just fought, what, like 2 weeks ago, and survived some, really heavy shots from Avila back then. Did really well and ate some pretty hard shots from Vieira tonight and gave a good account of herself. Let me know your thoughts on the fight in the comments down below. Of course, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and share it as well. And while you're at it, subscribe to Wmma Now, the most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.